Are you afraid of a U.S. invasion in your country?
No, we are waiting for them because we are confident that we can confront them, and that would be a big disaster for them.
One of the biggest political events of the last, 30 years, well, last 25 years anyway, was the Iraq War. And I've said many times that was the kind of catalyst to my political activation, And so we spent, I don't know how many billions of dollars liberating Iraq, as now we're supposed to believe that we're doing with Iran. And I wanted to show you what the results of all that money and American lives are. This is the fruits of 35 years of regime change in Iraq. Iraqi parliament broke into chants of blank to America and support to support Iran in tonight's session. There you have it, folks. American regime change policy at work. Aren't you glad? Aren't you glad that we spent billions of dollars and, sent hundreds of troops to die in that country? Because now it's such a useful, launch pad for our war in another country that is next door. So another aspect of this war that I think is interesting, I've been seeing a lot of chatter about, a lot of war chatter. I should start a whole new show. Now, guys, it's time for war chatter with Dustin Road Grimes. Hey, guys, the war chatter is up today. Like, I heard some chatter from this one channel that, oh my God, China is like basically giving Iran these inflatable helicopters and planes and stuff. And then US is using millions of dollars worth of missile technology to try and attack them. So this is another one of those, like I said, this is war chatter. So I take it for what it's worth. It may or may not be true, but it would not surprise me in the slightest if it is, given the history of the United States in these conflicts and the ability to just burn trillions and trillions of dollars on complete nonsense. Hitting something like this with a bunch of expensive missiles is totally on brand for the United States. These are weapons that the United States is targeting in Iran. It's worth noting that Iran reportedly imported more than 900,000 inflatable decoy models from China, including tanks, missile carriers, and ballistic missiles, with their launch bases are inflatable. Oh, shit. I should probably turn the fucking sound off. That's what they'll get me for. Very clever. And I hope that's not true. But like I said, if it is, it would be very on brand for the United States, of course. Now, the last thing I want to show you today in relation to this kind of argument that I've been making about how this is kind of a civilizational conflict for these people. This clip has been going around, and this is absolutely just, you cannot help but respect these people when you see this kind of footage. It's pretty mind-blowing. So check this out. This is footage from, I believe it's NBC, speaking with one of the current generals from the Iranian military.
Are you afraid of a U.S. invasion in your country?
No, we are waiting for them.
You are waiting for the U.S. military to invade, the ground troops?
Yes, because we are confident that we can confront them, and that would be a big disaster for them.
That would be a big disaster for them.
I've never seen anything like it. I've seen a lot of bad ones. I've gone to a lot of hurricanes, a lot of tornadoes. I've never seen anything like this. This is a bad one.
So that's where we're at the moment. To my understanding so far, several bases have been destroyed, and the capacity to intercept incoming missiles has been exhausted. And so now what you're seeing is just wave after wave of Iranian missiles hitting, different parts of the Middle East, from Israel to Saudi Arabia to Qatar to Bahrain. There's rumors that there is, social upheaval in a couple of these countries, including Israel and Bahrain. Again, these are rumors, unconfirmed, but some of the footage looks pretty legitimate. And I just think that in a couple weeks or a couple days, like once the propaganda veil starts getting holes punched in it, people are going to really start finding out what the toll of this is. And once it's going to take, I think, this is my personal little opinion here, but I think it's going to take the effects of this really hitting the laptop class. So the type of people who work in media and journalism, once the effects of, Iran shutting off the Strait of Hormuz, like, $20 gas starts, or, something that's, prices shoot up. I already noticed, I bought some coffee today. The price was going down, but when shipping costs go up, obviously coffee is shipped. So it's a good gauge, I think, of economics, and my coffee is back at $20. So that, to me, and it's, I'm buying like a couple of pounds of coffee, so it's a decent size, like, of whole coffee beans. But I know that I know what the price is. That's a routine thing that I buy regularly, so it's something that I can easily track the price on, and it's something that I know is shipped. So it's a good gauge for me. And like I said, once it gets up to like $25, I'll know that we're in trouble. And what's going to happen is, once that level of economic pressure and pain starts to hit the laptop class, the media class, they're going to start leaking the reality of what's really going on over there, because they know.